Hello everyone, and welcome to Linux Forensics here at Pen Tester Academy. In this video, we're going to show you how to use volatility in order to get a little bit of information about bash and bash histories for currently logged in users. We've gone over this before, but just as a reminder, I set up an alias. The alias I set up is right here, VPA. And I set it to run vol pi -- profile, and then the profile for my system image -f, and then my image file. If I look at what's available to me when it comes to bash, the first command that I'll find is just called linux_bash. So let's go ahead and run that. And I'll go ahead and pipe this to more, and we'll see the kind of information that we're going to get. So here we can see that this process ID 2568 has a little bit of history. So they ran apt-get install netcat, they ran an update, looks like they made some directories, and they ran a few commands. It would appear as though one of the commands that this user ran was to go to the downloads directory and go to the Xingxi directory, look at the README, and then they did a few other things, and then later we can see the user who is copying the lime for imaging this system, and there are a few other things that are being done. We can see where the lime module was inserted, and then the system was imaged. I'll just skip over some of the rest of this. And this is all in that one user process. And then we look, we see another process, 3035, and it was used for some other purposes. So this user ran nmap, and it looks like they were also interested in our Xingxi rootkit. So this is interesting because this will give you a user's history. Now, you might say, but can I look in the history file? And the answer is yes, you can. However, a sophisticated attacker might disable the history or set the history file size to 0 so that all of their history is not stored. And this is coming from memory, of course, because it's volatility. And this will give you a different picture in case someone has tried to hide their actions. Another command related to bash that you can run is this one. So you can run linux_bash env. Again, I'll pipe this to more. And this will tell me about the environment for each bash cell. So recall that we had just seen two different processes, and now we should get some environment information for those two processes. So here we can see for the first process, which was at process ID 2568, you can see some different information. Here's the shell. It's an Ubuntu session. And it looks like our user is John. If I look a little further down, I will probably see more. Right here, it says login was John. And then here for this other process, 3035, we will see the user in this case was root. So we had one bash shell being run by John and another one being run by root. Finally, there's also a bash hash, which will give you a little bit of information about the hash table from the bash process in memory, which is going to store things like recent commands, etc. So we'll let this run, and here you can see that sudo was run a few times, as was ls, and for this process they ran new name, probably trying to get the exact version of Linux, insmod, and ls. So that's just a brief introduction to some of the bash functionality in volatility. Well, that's all for this video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos here at Pen Tester Academy, please tell a friend. We'll see you soon.